Alright, so, alright, let me get this adjusted because we have volume issues, you know what I mean? And, I don't want another video of me talking where it's going in and out. No repairs are done here, damage is made here. This house is a house where my parents send the dude money to have me jumped. It's clear. And then they work with him. I don't know, I would have to say, with what I know of the people, this is what I would say to a judge or a top cop. I wouldn't tell them about my dreams, and I wouldn't tell them about my green lights unless they were personal friends. Because you just can't, dude. You know, in the time era that we are in right now, they're really inhibited here, and you just can't. I mean, you still have half of the people in America insisting that Jesus will protect them from COVID, and they don't need to get any, what's that called? I can't think of the word, you know what I mean. All right, so I'm drinking my coffee, and I'm really glad I can share this. Often, because there's so much Iranian terrorist activity here, it's really dangerous. Oh, that's an understatement. I can't talk, you know, sometimes at all when I wake up, or sometimes I can. It's on and off. And, hold on. I have to move this. I'm trying to be really careful of the volume thing. Okay. Alright, so I just forgot my point. I'm drinking coffee. But you gotta be really careful here of what you say. So today, it was a flush. Okay, first of all, the sirens and construction want blood in DC. They want people to drop a brain aneurysms on the sidewalk. This is what I have decided, okay? Especially after what I've seen of the DC PD. They're fucking all the way involved with far right. And they're all the way, well, that's obvious, dude. Nobody even argues that because of what they did with this house in this terrace cell here on S Street. And they're all the way involved with, the Middle East terrorists, the DCPD is. They're as bad as NYPD. Okay, so this is fine. They want this to be internationally known, that it is now, so they're content. All right. But so you gotta be really careful when you have these. In my words, this is what I call them. I don't know what the military or the agents call them. This is my only way to describe it. So I call them a ground force. You have the New York NYPD, it's a ground force. You got the DCPD, it's a ground force. They go after people like me. That's their job. And they do everything else that the Al-Qaeda, the Putin, and the far right, which is other white national KKK people. Trump, Biden. Those are some of the top heads. You know what I'm saying? KKK is big. There's lots of people. So they do whatever they're told by these people, okay? That's those cops, and that's also some federal agents. The marshals are really bad. They're like 20% fucking gone. The FBI has been getting better, but back when I first started, it was one of the worst agencies. They got Wynn, or whatever his name is, as the mob lawyer guy. Everyone knows that, dude. We know that from this house. It really exposed everything. He's sitting there. And then you have DHS, which is an entire, now, I'm telling you the facts, but you need to get how it all works from people who actually have access to information if you're a reporter, because you know that they've isolated me in a room. And like I was starting to touch on with the sirens and the construction sites, I have my sound machine on. I have to have it on. And I know I pivoted because I forgot, because I'm waking up and I'm always terrified. You can see right there why. They throw rocks through my window and stuff, and they don't repair, and they wait to get me when I walk out of my fucking room, and we all know that. And nobody helps me. The cops and the feds protect them here. And they're involved in it, so we know that, all right? We know that. It's shit's like common knowledge now. I'm just surviving it. And I'm pivoting all over the place. I know, I'm aware of it when I pivot. What's shocking is that I'm surviving this little Betty Crocker that I am. And absolutely nobody fucking offers to help. The only one who offered to help was that fucking Instacart woman who was brave enough to offer to help carry my cans of soda, probably upstairs. I will never forget that woman. Jesus said she thinks you're a fed. She thinks you're like a vet. I mean, I probably kind of seem like that, but I'm not. And no one will give me any job at all. I am just as much as a civilian as any of you because of that. They keep me so far away from fucking any agents that I could work with. It's not even fucking funny. Oh my God, that is their worst nightmare. The KKK and Al Qaeda. So I sit here, but this Instacart woman offered to help me carry my cans of soda in my house. I have it on film. I just will never forget that. That was the first person in DC this whole time has offered ever to do anything. There was this one white lady who was I didn't care for her, but she offered and did. She picked up a cardboard box that I dropped on accident on the sidewalk. That's it. That is it. There was 2 times, and I filmed them both. There's 2 times that people have offered any sort of common courtesy here in DC. It's that bad. It's that bad here. So we know the cops, we know the fire department here. We know this is like a little Saudi Arabia here. And so you got to expect that when you got that many people in the town who are cool on Sunday with Al Qaeda pimps, cattle ranging their hookers down the street. That is so fucked up. I saw that. I filmed it too. Nothing bothers them here, dude. That's cool with them here. Oh, you know it. Go on right now. They're fine. Don't bother them. They're getting their expensive college degree, which they took from me. I can't even get that. The United States is so fucked up. And that's what I mean. You know, when you can't call the cops because they're helping the terrorists make chemical weapons in here, it's obvious what they're doing. And a woman, a Betty Crocker, because I'm a chef, right? Trying to be safe and survive it on my own, girl. With no weapons, and I'm not violent. I'm just shocked and amazed that the Americans are like, oh, okay. Hey, Starbucks is making eggnog lattes. Hey, let's go get a latte. She'll put YouTube up later. We'll watch it. Yeah. They watch and they don't care. But when a taco truck goes out of business, they all gather around to help the taco truck guy, and they make a social media, whatever they call it. That's what they do here. And yeah, my heart is broke. I got my own fucking family helping these fucking terrorists, which I did pivot from. But my family, and I don't know them. There's some in my family, like I know I pivoted. So let me just work my way back, and thanks whoever's out there who's a good person for being patient. My own family, obviously, we know that. We filmed it. Sends the people here money. They will not help me get out. They will not help me get out, period. Not any way, fashion. Okay, I gotta calm down. Not any form of fashion at all will they help me get out. It's do it yourself. It's too dangerous to talk to my family because they work with dirty federal agents. They're trying, if I speak to them, to use whatever statements I say to them against me to come in here and say that I'm making the chemical weapons, that I'm on crack, or whatever they can throw at me, okay? That's on record that the 2 in the West Coast call the cops to my door in the United Kingdom Absolutely anywhere I live. That's what they do. And then when I needed them because Eric Williams left me for dead, they the West Coast family purposely put me onto the streets and refused to ever one night, 1 minute, let me stay with them so I could get whatever the word, after having somebody in Chicago take my apartment out from under my feet. I had an apartment there. And in Chicago, I had almost 7 months remaining on my lease. I was housed, could have found some sort of work in Chicago within that 7 months. But they worked fast with the management, gave me weeks to get out. Nobody helped me. I'm always on my own. They gave me weeks to get out. The whole thing was illegal. And then my family said, you can't stay here. We're putting you in a shelter. The stepdad, what I basically figure was working with the Mexican drug cartel. He's in the mob somehow. You have to ask the agents how. I'm the family member. I'm the witness. Most family members who have other family members who are in organized crime don't generally know how the family member accused of being in organized crime is in organized crime. Of course, I don't know how. You have to ask the cops who have all that investigating stuff those questions. Okay, but by his actions, you can see that he clearly is. It is their job to do despicable shit. I'm not going to list it all. The cops don't need me to. For 4 years, that's all they did. By the time they started killing people in this house, which is no argument, and then they went right into the same, whatever the word, the West Coast relatives. That I'm imagining it. That I'm delusional. Same crap. They put it in writing. They put it in verbal. I cried. I reacted to it in all the ways a person would emotionally, which I filmed. Because I film a lot. And, you know, it turned out good that I did that. I didn't quite realize until now, here we are today, let's just synopsis it, that they just gotta be, even me, the family member, has realized they're involved with fucking something really bad, because they're sending these fucking people money regularly. So that's it. You're gonna have to ask the cops how, what, and all that. Okay? They are. My family does something I had no fucking idea about, and of course I wouldn't. I'm the family member that they didn't want to know anything, and I didn't. I lived far away. I was in school. I was doing all sorts of other stuff. Okay? I didn't know they were in the fucking mob, and what they do and how they are and all that. Don't ask the family member. Ask the goddamn cops that shit, you dummies. So, my sound machine is on because of the construction site and the sirens, which you can just assume here in DC, they're all allegiant to the Saudi prince or the far right. And they want blood over there, and that site is illegal. I've always said, and this is someone who's lived in New York half their life. That's a term of speech. It's not quite that much. But this is the ticket from me. I'm not shy to urban environments. I don't mind them. but this construction sites here are totally illegal. And just look it up, all the ways that is what I mean. I'm not going to describe and explain everything to you. As an adult, you should know what an illegal construction site is, okay? Fuck you. I'm sick of this. And the helicopters, all of this is just way too much in this town. Way too much is cool here. And you can hear right now, you probably can't because of the phone. But they have a really high-pitched, high-frequency beeping that won't stop. It would give a dog a migraine. They do all this stuff, okay? So that's what I mean by they want blood. They want people in DC to drop of aneurysms and end up just brain dead here. And this is when they start doing the high-pitched beeping that goes for hours without any breaks. I have to put on music. So you not only do you have a sound machine, but you have music because of what they're being allowed to do, which at some point some city officials should do something. But they don't do that here. Okay, and we know why. The mayor and the cops and a lot of the people in DC, their job is to overthrow the Capitol. Their job is to do all these things, and I'm not listening and filming every video, everything I have made clear to you. I'm exasperated. You've left Betty Crocker to fucking stay alive by herself in this house for way too fucking long. I'm not talking about the GRU or the Pentagon. I'm talking really mostly about the United States civilians. Absolutely nobody did anything to ever fucking help me through this. My own relatives continue to send this suspects here who commit murder in their house and make chemical weapons money. That beeping is so fucking horrible. If it continues, which it will, I can't film. I literally have to turn the music on. This video will come to an end. Yeah. You can only imagine how loud it is outside. I don't need to tell a fucking adult this shit. Okay, they just turned the volume up on the high-pitched beeping. In fact, before I moved here, I didn't know they made things that were that loud, that beep, that high-pitched, that loud. They do this shit on purpose here. Is it off? I'm surprised they even stopped it. Normally they turn it on and it runs for like the whole day. No, it's not off. Okay, I can't do a video now for my own fucking sake, or I'm not going to explain to you why. I have to get that high pitched. It's like so high pitched, it's almost, I can't explain. And I don't owe you any of that. I got to put the music on and I got to hang this up. Bye.